Then I'll message Cheese directly, being like, hey. Oh my gosh. Message Cheese directly for Persona. There we go. What happened with the graphics? Display. Borderless window. Changes, yeah. Yeah, these things on. That's fine. Okay. How's the game sound, chat? I don't have a. I'm not gonna have my headphones on for this. I want to discuss it. I'm gonna be like, my brain's just gonna be on like auto drive. Oh, let me text Doge too. Does it sound good, chat? I think we're good. Damn, I forgot how weak we are right now. Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll need to grab some personas real quick. Compendium. Whoops. Yes, okay. That's exactly what I want. Let's see. Persona Shopper. Makani. Slime. Angel. Orneus. Sandman. Okay, don't have enough. Sweet. How much money do I have anyway? Coach up, wake up, we're playing Persona. Fair. Well, we're only grinding. We're only grinding right now. So, like, it's not imperative. 7,000. Okay. Teddy. Go to Yukiko, please. Cool. Okay, so the way this is gonna work, chat, is I am going to make sure that I have all of this stuff down that I need. Sounds good? Cool. So I'm gonna be going through I'm gonna go through different parts of the game up to this point while we're grinding and answering any questions you guys have about the story so far if you guys are confused, and kind of giving recaps on things. I may mention things numerous times throughout this stream, or if you're watching the VOD, over and over again, just in case if there's people in chat who show up later who just want to know more of what's going on. So I'm going to start off talking about the story thus far, and then going from there. So let me... Okay, cool. So we'll start from floor 1. You can start from the top floor, but we don't care. And we're just gonna find stuff. We're strong enough here where we'll be able to take things down pretty simply. And I don't need to listen to what's going on. So, yeah. So right now, as far as the story goes, for those who are curious, right now we are at the point where we are kicking butt in the story. We've got through a lot, so there's a lot to talk about, I guess is the best way to put it. So, story so far is we're playing as Yu Narukami. Yu Narukami is going to be the main character. Has the main character's name moving forward, and that is the base, like, default name of the protagonist in this game. Every protagonist of Persona does have, like, a actual canon name, but like, I don't remember Persona 5's. I know Persona 3's.
It's not going down.
So, yeah.
Go get him!
Yeah, we're gonna just rush through these, by the way, because we are looking for blue stuff. Anywho, so we play as Yu Narukami, who just moved from the big city over to Inaba, which is a small town in, essentially just a very small town in Japan. We're just brand new. We got to visit the Velvet Room, which takes the form of a limo in this game, and the Velvet Room tells us of a mystery that is about to encompass where we're going, and we have to be the ones to solve the mystery. Otherwise, we get lost in the fog, both literally and metaphorically, because there's a fog in this game. Something that happens that we can talk about now, and this is something that I don't think Doge realized, but I want to bring mention to this because it kind of glosses over it. The first viewing of the Midnight Channel. We'll go more into the Midnight Channel a little bit later, but I want to bring up to attention what happens in the first cutscene when Yunarakami is in that train after the Velvet Room. So the way it works is, while Yu is in the train, what ends up happening is... Oh, damn. We didn't get what I needed. Damn it. Whatever. He has a vision of what's happening to this reporter, Miss Yamano. I forgot her first name, but it's Yamano, who is part of this scandal featuring a politician. So there is a politician who essentially cheated on his wife with this reporter. This reporter hasn't gone missing yet, but Yu Narukami has this vision that she's in danger.
I smell two enemies.
You don't see what's attacking her, I will say, but you do see that she is in trouble through a vision that Yu is getting. Kurusu's Persona 5 main. Akira, thank you. Perfect. Thank you, Rossi. I appreciate that. Yeah, Akira Kurusu. No reference to Sho Kurusu from Udapri. Anywho, so what ends up happening is you have this vision, and it goes by really fast, but you can actually see Yamano being attacked by somebody. You can't tell who it is at this point. So even if you go back, you can't really make out what she's being attacked by. But I believe it's theorized that it's not showing her being attacked by the culprit of the game, but it's actually her being attacked by Mizuzu Hiragi, her shadow, because she's going through this thought process of Mizuzu Hiragi hating her, and as such, like, that's what essentially kills her. It's like her shadow self, but in the form of somebody else, if that makes sense.
Sensei, are you okay? Your health's low.
So you have this vision, and then you kind of just shrug it off, and it's so weird to me that they actually shrug that off in this game. Like, I wish they kind of elaborated as to what's happening with you on that train, because that would be so nice to know, like, what's going on, right? That you is having this vision of what's going on, and they're just like, yeah, this happened, but, like, he doesn't really know what's going on. And it's just weird to me, because, like, I wish that he brought it, like, it gets brought up later, like, you being like, hey, I had this vision way back when I was actually on my way here of Miss Yamano dying. Like, that would be kind of cool, of, like, that callback, rather than just kind of blowing it off, being like, yeah, you know, I had this vision, but, like, did it really matter? Like, did it really? It really doesn't matter. It really does. Anyway, continuing on with the story, Yu ends up going to Inaba and is living with Ryotaro Dojima, who is a detective in the Inaba Police Department, and Dojima's daughter, Yu's cousin, Nanako. We don't know what, at this point in the game, what has happened to Nanako's mother, but all we know is that it is only Dojima and Nanako living in the house, and there is no mother figure for Nanako.
Two enemy shadows. You get to go first.
It also doesn't sound, something I didn't like really allude to when we were talking about this with Doge, is that, I'm going to turn down the volume actually a little bit. Oops, that's not the button for the volume. Give me 1 second. System, settings. I'm just going to put them down, like, one more. just so that way I can kind of cover this stuff. And then, like I said, we'll talk more. I'll move it back up later. So something that's also not really covered is that Nanako really doesn't have too many friends, it looks like, in this game. Because you don't ever see Nanako hanging out with, like, anyone from her grade at all. She doesn't talk about anyone in her grade. She doesn't, like, even seem to acknowledge anything else other than that. She's a lot more grown up than a kid her age should be. That's really what it comes down to, is that she's way more mature for her age, and that might have some of the people in her grade, like, kind of shy away from her. It might, but you don't really know at that point.
Sensei, are you okay? Your health.
Otherwise, you just know that both of them are just on their own, and you're just living with them for the next year.
Shadows. You get to go first.
Other than that, you know, nothing crazy seems to happen. You do bump into a girl who you later find out is Marie from the Velvet Room. And it's not really explained as of yet as to why she's just wandering around in the real world before she ends up in the Velvet Room. But she seems to, like, have some short-term memory loss, because she has a hard time, once we talk to her in the Velvet Room, she has a hard time remembering that she even met us at the subway station. Which is very, very interesting, but we're not going to dive into that just yet. Only other thing that's of note that ends up happening is that we end up heading over to class. We get to school the next day. We get to meet some of the students. We get introduced to Yosuke, who can't ride a bike. We get introduced to Chie, Yukiko, who are both best friends, who have been going to school together for quite some time. And Mr. Moroka, who is just a dickhead teacher. Like, we get introduced to a lot of different characters. We also get to find out that there was an incident outside the school where it seems like a dead body was found, and we accidentally end up stumbling across said dead body. Hence, this being the opening of the mystery of the game, is who is essentially killing these people and how is it happening. That's actually the key too, is you gotta figure out as well, how is this happening? Rather than just, you know, wow, that's 2 crits in a row. You gotta figure out not just who is doing it, but how are they doing it, how do they get access to said power once you figure that out, which we've already figured out, how they're doing it, and just kind of going from there to piece it all together. It also doesn't seem that, like, Chie and Yukiko are too disturbed by the dead body, which is a little odd when I first played through the game, but it seems like it's the only thing that's, like, surprising that goes on in this town, so people are like, huh, that's interesting, and just kind of paid it no mind or something. Anywho, so you then shortly after befriend both Yukiko and Chie, more so Chie than Yukiko. Yukiko really, like, kind of has this air of mystery about her because she has to keep helping out at her family's inn, the Amagi Inn. But you also befriend the boy on the bike, Yosuke, who is also on our team right now. Everyone's, like, very good-natured and such. Yosuke is obviously somebody who is kind of there for comedic relief, and everyone really just kind of shits on him most of the time. Chie, on the other hand, is very, like, gung-ho on a lot of things, is, I guess, the best way to put it. But you shortly befriend them and keep going through the town and ultimately discover that Yusuke's fellow co-worker and crush, Saki Konishi, is the one who ended up finding the body, and it gets displayed on the news that she ended up finding the body, and then she shortly dies soon thereafter, in kind of the same way. But before she dies that way, you do find out that there is this thing called the Midnight Channel, where at midnight of every rainy night, you can watch the TV, and by watching the TV, you can see who your soulmate is. Somebody previously said that Miss Yamano was his soulmate, and you decide with Chie and Yosuke to try it out next rainy night, finding a girl that looks eerily like Saki Konishi on it, and all three of you discover that all three of you saw the same person. However, upon hearing a voice in your head while this is going on, you're compelled to put your hand through the TV and find out that you have this power where you can go inside TVs. And as Chie and Yosuke make fun of you for probably hallucinating it, you do prove them right, or prove yourself right, by going into a TV at Junes, where Yosuke works. In the TV world, all three of you end up discovering the area where Miss Yamano died, with a noose and a bunch of cut-up posters of Mizuzu Hiragi. Also, my stream just died briefly, and we're back. Cool. Don't know what happened there. Skip some frames. Probably because we're just kind of going back and forth a ton. Anywho. And you don't really know much else other than the longer you stay in the TV world, the more tired you end up getting. It's really all it comes down to.
There's one enemy. Smash it.
But not much is explained about the TV world at that point. You also meet Teddy, who is this bear that just kind of appears in the he just kind of appears in the TV world. Doesn't really explain too much, but just that somebody's been throwing people into the TV and that he's lived there this entire time. That's all you really need to know there. After Teddy lets you out of the TV, you end up going on to the next day to find out that Saki Konishi has ultimately passed away due to the same circumstances as Miss Yamano, and Yosuke deduces that Saki was the one that you guys all saw on the TV the night prior. And after some thinking, Yosuke decides that he, as well as Narukami, should go back into the TV to figure out if Saki actually got thrown in there. You both do, much to the chagrin of Chie, who is mortified by the fact that you want to go back into the TV. And Teddy then reveals that Saki got thrown in, believes it's you because you're the most suspicious to Teddy. And in order to prove your innocence, Teddy leads you to where Saki ultimately fell in and passed away. Upon arriving there, you fight some shadows, which are the enemies that we've been fighting right now, and Narukami awakens to his persona, which technically, just to clear that up, Narukami, the protagonist, actually already has the persona by the time you are able to enter the world. How he has it, it's not really clear, but it becomes very prevalent after you arrive at Saki Konishi's liquor store in the TV world. But I want to make it clear that you did have access to his persona before arriving into that TV world. Other than that, after some more exploring, Yosuke finds in the liquor room that Saki never liked him, which is unfortunate for him because he gets to hear that Saki never cared for him, never liked him, and you kind of learn about Saki's inner demons in this fight, and you kind of learn how the TV world represents people who get thrown in. So the people who get thrown in, their deepest, darkest secrets are made manifest and played out for everyone who is in the TV world to see, because, you know, TV world's kind of fucked up. So Saki Konishi, and I explained this to Doge, but I want to make it a little bit more clear. She was thrown into the TV and became the next person in like that midnight channel that, you know, Yosuke and Chie and Narukami saw. However, her whole backstory is essentially she never really liked Yosuke. She never liked working for Junes, but she needed to find a place to work that would give her enough money to pay bills. And her entire reasoning, if I can go into some more detail, Saki's entire reasoning for working at Junes is from what I gathered throughout playing the game, and there's like a little bit more we'll probably learn a little bit later, she very much wanted her family's liquor store to succeed and everything, but it was going out of business due to Juness being so prevalent. So she realized, and this was actually pretty smart of her, she realized that Juness, being the bigger company, pays a lot more than working at the liquor store that is now slowly going out of business. Since the liquor store is slowly going out of business, if she ends up working at Juness, she can make enough money to pay the bills to keep the liquor store around until things can maybe get turned around and the liquor store could succeed. However, Saki is very, very prideful, as you probably saw if you watched that part of the stream or know the game. She didn't ever want to admit to anybody that she was working there for anyone else's sake other than herself, and as such, everyone talked behind her back about how terrible of a person she is. She tried to make friends with
Sensei, are you okay?
Yosuke
Your health's
just
low.
because he's the manager's son and thought that that might help her out a little bit more, but she was just more so irritated with everyone not only back-talking her, but just being mistaken about her. Obviously, this translates into Saki just her inner thoughts becoming made manifest and saying that Yosuke is just nothing more than just essentially a tool for her to try to get further in the company to maybe protect the liquor store. And I think that like a lot of people shit on Saki after hearing a lot of the stuff about like her shitting on Yosuke because it's really low. But I beg to differ and tend to say that I think that Saki legitimately cared about her liquor store with her family more than anything else,
Sensei, are you
and
okay?
wanted to do
Your
everything
health's
she
low.
possibly could in order to make sure that the liquor store could succeed, even if that meant working for the competition in the meantime to
enemy
keep the liquor store
shadows.
running
You get to
until
go first.
something could be done.
That should do it.
Unfortunately, that didn't play out because she's dead. Now, as far as Yosuke goes, Yosuke, upon hearing all the
Sensei,
stuff
are you
that
okay?
Saki
Your
said,
health's
it kind
low.
of breaks down and realizes that like he was never liked by Saki. I would go far as to say that he kind of always internally knew that Saki never cared about him, but he kind of knew, kind of cared, but as you can see with his inner self,
Two
he
enemies.
really
You
didn't
can
care
attack
too much
before
about
them.
Saki anyway. He just wanted to find somebody that he could flirt with. And that's really true when it comes to Yosuke. Like, oh, let's go. Excuse me. When it comes to Yosuke, he only went into the TV world because he was so bored with the country life that he decided, screw it, I'm just going to do whatever is
Sensei, are you
fun,
okay?
even if
Your
it gets my
health's
life
low.
in danger, which the TV world definitely proved that it could get his life in danger. He figured that if he can go in the TV world, maybe become a hero or something, that would maybe make everything more interesting. If not, maybe like he can find the way forward to make life more interesting for him. Obviously, Shadow calls him out on that and saying, hey, you really don't give a shit about anybody. You just want to not be bored. And he does try to double back after you beat the Shadow, which, yeah, you beat the Shadow for him.
You can attack
After you beat the
before them.
Shadow, he does still say that he does care for Saki, and like that was the true reason for coming there. I beg to differ. I think he very, very much just didn't care. Like at that point, he just kind of knew that Saki was there, but he kind of he would care more if she was still alive, and he
Sensei, are you
realized that
okay?
she
Your
wasn't here.
health's low.
If that was the case, he would care. But because she was already dead, he really didn't care at that point. He just kind of wanted to get some answers and hoped that this world might give answers that would satisfy him. Obviously it didn't, but still. After beating Yosuke's Shadow, who very much grills the shit out of Yosuke, Yosuke gets his persona, Jiraiya. Which Jiraiya is a very speed-based persona. So Yosuke is actually one of the faster party members that we get. Not the fastest, but one of the fastest, if I recall. He might actually be the fastest. I don't remember. I remember the other. I know the other team members. I don't remember how their speeds play a part. But he's very good at just like magic attacks and speed.
You can
So
attack before them.
you'll usually see him going first. Anywho, continuing on with the story, what ends up? Oh, let's see if I can do this. Yosuke Shao did not hold back whatsoever. Very true. Very, very true. Definitely just kicked him in the dick like 20 times, essentially. After escaping, after leaving the liquor store in the TV world, though, you, Yosuke, and Teddy all agree that they want to figure out what exactly is going on with people being thrown into the TV. And this starts the official name doesn't happen yet, but it starts what is going to be known as the investigation team in Persona 4 Golden. So, if you've played Persona 3 and 5, and probably 5 if you've been watching this, if you've been playing any Persona game, there's always a group name, from what I understand. I don't know about 1 and 2, but 3 and 5 definitely have it. 5 is the Phantom Thieves. I'm not going to talk about 3 because we haven't played 3 yet, but we will be playing 3 at some point. But concerning Persona 5, you have the Phantom Thieves, or the Phantom Thieves of Hearts, as is officially called. Persona 4, you were completely known as the investigation team, which is the first arcana of social links that you get, which is the Fool Arcana. Anyway. So, Yosuke, you, and Teddy all are the start of the investigation team. So just keep that in mind. Chie is not part of it yet because she doesn't like the TV world at this rate and wants nothing to do with it because it freaks her out too much. Then, moving on, when you get back to class the next day, is when Yosuke finally, like, officially makes the investigation team, like, the actual thing. Then, after you leave, you find out that Yukiko is now taking over as manager at the inn. Don't know why just yet, but Yukiko is now taking over, and there is a news report. There's a news report that's essentially talking about how she is now the youngest manager in Inaba. Or maybe even Japan. Not really sure. I think it's mostly more so Inaba than anything else. What ends up happening then is next you try out the Midnight Channel because Yosuke, you, and Teddy all believe that there's a connection. Next rainy night, you see a shadow that is absolutely Yukiko's. The game tries, and it really does try to say, oh, who could this person be? But at this point, the game kind of gives you some answers, or kind of, how do I put this? At this point, you should already have pieced together a few things about how the Midnight Channel works that the characters haven't pieced together, so the game will definitely handhold you. Or handhold the characters, but you should have already figured out that why people appear on the Midnight Channel at that point. I'm not going to say it right now because the game hasn't explicitly told us the reason why, but I'm going to tell you right now that at this point you should absolutely be aware of why somebody shows up on the Midnight Channel. It is actually very, very obvious as to why. But Doge hasn't figured that out yet, so that's why I'm not going to say what it is. And the game also hasn't told us yet, but the game will very soon tell us why that is the case. But I'm just letting you know that after you see Yukiko's shadow on the Midnight Channel in the first place, the silhouette of somebody in a kimono, you should know how somebody appears on the Midnight Channel.
Two enemies! You can attack before them!
Anyway, Chie realizes that Yukiko is the one that's on the Midnight Channel, and freaks out because she believes that Yukiko is going to be the next one thrown in the TV, assuming that Yosuke and Narukami are right. However, Yukiko is still in the main world, and she's still helping out at the end. After talking to Teddy, nobody's been thrown in. When you go back to check out the Midnight Channel, you find out that it is actually Yukiko who is on the TV.
It's our turn first.
And
There's
it's
three
a
enemies.
full-blown princess castle sort of thing. It's the castle we're in right now.
Hang
As
in
such,
there.
Yosuke, realizing that this might be a lot more difficult than his shadow, decides that he should try to grab weapons, and doesn't go too well. You both get arrested, but Dojima pitches in for you and helps get you out of there. You also get to further meet Adachi, who is... Doge kept saying rookie detective, and that's not true. I haven't felt a need to correct him. Adachi is actually on the same level as Dojima, but Adachi's been working in the main city for a long time and then got transferred over to Inaba just due to work, due to a work transfer sort of thing. It's not like he's like a brand new rookie. He's just somebody, like, I think they do call him a rookie for a little bit, but it's very clear that he is literally just there to just to kind of like help out more so, like be an extra set of hands. But he does have like police experience and is actually just from the city. Adachi then lets you in that Yukiko's been missing. Then Chie shows up and Chie lets you know that Yukiko has been missing, and you go into the Yukiko's castle with Chie, who wants to help her best friend, which completely noble, absolutely 100% noble. But Chie barges in head first after seeing Teddy and gets lost in this castle. After you go to second floor, which is this place right here, you find Chie. You get to hear Yukiko's inner thoughts saying how much she respects Chie and how much she admires her but hates herself. Chie, on the other hand, gets to see her shadow, where you find out that Chie very much wants to be friends with somebody like Yukiko
Go for a first strike.
who needs to rely on her. And Chie's shadow just pretty much continually taunts Chie that the only reason that she's friends with Yukiko is that she's definitely, like, Chie is a tomboy, could not do too many girly things, but at least she could be somebody like stronger for somebody else, and figured that she's at least strong enough to be with Yukiko compared to anybody else. If she was with anyone else, they would have to rely. She would have to rely on them. In this case, Yukiko only has to rely on her. This, however, means that Chie gets very upset. She gets very, very upset at the fact that she's being called out. Truthfully, that she only wants to be friends with people that rely on her rather than the other way around. So she panics, her shadow goes berserk, and you defeat her shadow. And essentially, the whole thing behind Chie's shadow is that she's just very insecure about the fact that she wants to be seen as a powerful person. She doesn't want to be seen as this person who, you know, has to be relied on a ton. At least that's what I end up getting from it, which is fair because, like, you don't want to be a hindrance to your friends. You just want to be, like, helpful alongside of them. And she just has this personality where she's very worried that if she
get to go first.
is somebody that somebody has to, like, focus on or, like, has to care for, it irritates her because she feels like she should be the one that is taking charge in that respect. Anyway, Chie's shadow becomes a persona. She gets Tomoe, which is kind of funny, but we'll get into that later. So she gets Tomoe and then gets exhausted due to running into the castle, and finally gets her glasses so that way she can see, because in order to see in this area, you have to have good glasses. Let's fucking go, dude. Another sweet bonus. And she is, I mean, every shadow thing, I will say, every shadow scenario in this game is brutal. So if you thought Yosuke's and Chie's were like brutal, it gets so much worse. And like there's at least the one I'm gonna just say, if you've been enjoying like this series so far, the next dungeon after this you will probably love. Even though it's a very divisive one, I personally, it's one of my favorite dungeons because it definitely how do I put this? It definitely shows the like how much the shadow will like ream into a person and show how much they won't hold back. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. As I've not been mentioning social links at all because that's something else I'll be talking about in a little bit, but at this point in the main story, you now know that you have to help out Yukiko, save Yukiko from this castle, and once again figure out who is throwing people into the TV and how they're doing it. So let's talk about that next, which is the mystery thus far. So, obviously I will not say who is the culprit is, if we have met them or if we have not. At this point, wow, nicely done, Jade. At this point, all we really know is that there is the mystery at hand is you have to figure out who is throwing people into TV. At this point, you already know how they're doing it. They're throwing people into the TV, and by throwing people into the TV, it sends them to the TV world, and they essentially have to fight a version of themselves. But if they fail in that fight, which the fight gets immensely harder when the fog rolls in, they will die and then appear right back in reality. That's how it goes. So we at least already know how they're doing it and how the people die. And the reason for why the police can't like figure out the cause of death at this rate is because once they're put in the TV and when their shadow goes berserk, think of it as like your soul just left your body. Pick up to block a junction and manage to gridlock the entire area. Jesus, that sounds crazy, War. Sounds crazy. Also, I decided to play some Persona first, War, by the way, before Skyward Sword, just because I'm waiting for more people to wake up, so that way, not really so much chat-wise, more so waiting for family to wake up, so that way I can at least be more active during the Skyward Sword. This one I can just kind of casually talk about while we grind. So, it's only 3 p.m. here. Nice. So yeah, just letting you know. Anyway, mystery so far. So yeah, we do know how they're dying, and when it comes to how they're dying, is essentially like their soul is being sucked out of their body. So the shadow is their soul. It gets sucked out of their body, and at that point, like, they're soulless, and their husk literally just gets sent back out because there's no reason for a soulless body to stay in the TV world at that point. That's why the police can't really determine a cause of death, because how can you figure out somebody's dead when they have no soul?
Two enemies. You can attack before them.
We don't know who it is yet. Currently, I will say that there are... I'm going to say this as well, just for, like, because Doge has been trying to guess and everything, and I'm not telling if Doge is right or not, if we've met the person or not. All I can say is at this point, you should not have... You really can't tell who the person is if it's somebody you've met or not. We're not going to even have any hints to anything until much later in the game. So, if you're already trying to guess on who it is, I would advise against it, honestly.
Two enemies. You can
Just
attack
until we get more information about what's going on in the game. I'm still going to ask Doge because I'm going to ask Doge. But I just want to let you guys know that if you guys have been guessing as well, trying to figure out who the culprit is, I wouldn't lock in any of your guesses until we get our first key piece of information, which will not be happening for a few streams. The other thing we need to figure out, by the way, of this mystery is how people are even able to enter the TV world in general. We don't know that yet. You might think it's because you have a persona, but you got to keep in mind that you were able to bring Yosuke and Chie into the TV world, and they didn't have personas, in that other people who have not had personas were able to enter the TV world. So with that being said, like, you also we don't know for sure how people are able to enter the TV world, and we know at least that it does not depend on if somebody has a persona or not. We will find the answer to that later. Much, much, much later. But yeah, so that is the mystery then so far. So now, what I want to do is I'm going to talk about characters, but I'm going to talk about first characters, their cameos first that I want to point out. Because I have referenced this a little bit, and this is more so for people who are playing through the game and have already seen a lot of the stuff. Maybe they did a playthrough and they're like, oh, you know, I missed this or missed that. So this part is purely for those people who... I'm also going to go to floor 3 now, because I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good grinding-wise down there. So I think floor 3 is probably better right now. So I'm going to talk about character cameos, about when you can see characters for the first time. First thing first is... you can see, I did allude to this before, we did see Saki Konishi, Jesus, these things are way more difficult.
Couldn't quite beat it.
So you can see Saki Konishi talking with her brother early on in the game, and I did show that to Doge. So if you guys remember, at the beginning of the game, I talked to a few random NPCs, and there was a brother and sister talking about a snack that was being eaten from the fridge. That is Saki Konishi talking with her brother. Now, I want to make this clear as well to those who have not seen... Jesus, wow. Who have not seen Persona yet. This is the same thing in Persona 5 and also happens in Persona 3. If a character has a unique model, that means that they are important later in the game. Or that we will be talking to them later in the game. If you paid attention, like a lot of the NPCs that we've been talking to all have this very, like, similar looking style. But Saki Konishi's brother also has a unique style. So we will be meeting Saki Konishi's brother in the future. By the way, when a hand jumps out...
Rare monster! Beat the stuffing out!
Yeah. Do you have... what to say? I think Sukukaja probably works, right?
Rah! Go get him!
We just need a crit.
Amazing.
There we go.
Okay.
So by the way, this is a rare shadow. If a rare shadow falls down, you pretty much immediately can kill it, and you pretty much will always be guaranteed shuffle time. Oh, dude, the XP up. Oh my gosh, we got some good shit. Sorry, I'm just gonna talk about that real quick. That was our first defeating of a rare shadow. So we are killing it right now. Doing good stuff. As you can see, a lot of experience, a lot of money.
Ooh, you leveled up.
So we want to kill as many of those rare shadows as possible. Anywho. So, yeah,
I leveled
the stuff I'm saying right now, just regarding character cameos, it's not like I'm, like, spoiling a whole load of things. I'm just letting you guys know that, like, these characters, like, at this point, you should have kind of pieced together what's going on. So, yeah. You can meet Saki Konishi's brother early on in the game. And that is that first scene that you can see that.
Hang tight and go for it.
As what is next? Why did that guy just do so much damage to you? Yeah, I figured as much.
2 reinforcements are here. Smash them. Hang tight and go for it!
The other
That was
instance
cool,
of
Yosuke!
seeing like somebody early, I'm just trying to go through like everything in my head right now, just where everything is at. So we also got to see Daisuke and Co of the Strength Arcana early when they talk about the sports clubs. That introduces both of them. Same with Drama Club, where there is the band girl, who I can't remember her name because I don't care about her, and Yumi from the Sun one. So that is just something to pay attention to. Like I said, you can see people coming and going. But there is a few people that I want to mention that we have seen that have unique character models that we've not seen anywhere else yet.
That's one so far.
First one is during one of the days when they are talking about the sports clubs.
You hit it
So
weakness.
there is a... Oh my gosh. I don't think it's during the sports club talk with Daisuke and Co, but I think it's like the day after or a few days after. You will hear a conversation of between, I think it's two girls gossiping about somebody trying to join the sports club just because of somebody on the team. And then a girl walks by saying dots. That girl is, I'm not going to say her name yet because we haven't officially met her, but unique character model once again. She is somebody that actually relates to the Strength Arcana. We haven't, like I said, met them officially yet, but we will be meeting them very, very soon. But like I said, it's good to know like when you can see these people like early on, because as somebody who's played this game a bunch, it's cool to see that you can. It's cool to know when you can see somebody that you haven't seen, or like that you've met later on in the story. Like, I think that's just personally really cool. Is there anybody else that we have yet to see?
Out of our way.
Just going through everything in my head. We've also heard about an animal that has been going around the shrine. That is also another key to a social link that we will be getting later. Regarding said animal. We haven't met the animal yet, but at least we are aware that that animal exists. Is there any other confidants? And then we've also met, there's the daycare that was talked about, that a lot of people stress the daycare being the most important one to go to when it comes to side jobs, because there is a social link related to that, which we have kind of met, but we don't know her name yet, which is the stepmother of one of the kids in the daycare. Is there anything else? I'm just racking my brain to make sure I've covered all of the stuff we've seen. There, okay. Something else to also point out is there is two other references, but I'm not going to talk about them yet. Purely because they're not references to like people specifically, but they're references to people we've not met yet and won't meet for quite some time.
Someone else's turn.
So I don't need to worry about that. Oh, you went to Boofu. Good to know. Other than that, that should be all of the characters that we've like kind of met so far. And have at least seen around the area. Just going through just all of them real quick, just to be sure. Yes, that's correct. Okay, that should be all of them. I'm also going to just chill on the third right now, just to do some grinding. Okay, so now I want to go over characters of things we know so far about them, just to kind of give like a brief overview. I'm not going to talk about the main character because the main character is the main character, but let's talk about Yosuke. So Yosuke is kind of our comedic relief character. I'm going to do a lot of comparisons between Persona 4 and 5, since 5 is the other one I've streamed. I will not be comparing to 3 purely because we've not streamed it. I know what character counterpart Yosuke is to 3, but I'm not going to spoil it for those who have not seen the game or have played it, since we have not streamed it ourselves. Man, dude, shadows be jumping out of these boxes, I swear.
There are 3 enemies! Careful!
There we go. So, counterpart Yosuke from Persona 4. Yosuke, of course, is very similar to Ryuji in Persona 5. Ryuji being kind of that joking character that everyone kind of picks on. But compared to Ryuji, you know, is kind of more pretending to be the bad boy. Compare that to Yosuke, who is very, very innocent. And that is going to be a reoccurring thing with Yosuke, is Yosuke is a very innocent character and just wants to have fun, but is also very much an airhead, similar to Ryuji. So those are the counterparts there. Yosuke also is based with speed, based with Jiraiya. So Jiraiya being his persona, he's a very speed-heavy character. We can actually see with his stats right now, if I can go to status and check Yosuke. Yosuke is good with SP, so you want to be using a lot of magical moves with him. And his Jiraiya right now is going to be strong with like strength, endurance, magic not so much, and agility. But it's going to change at some point where he's just going to be getting faster and faster. Because he's all based around wind, and wind likes to go really, really fast. But he is not the fastest character in the game. That goes to somebody else. But we have not met them yet. Another thing about Yosuke is that Yosuke is always going to be used right-hand man. And compared to Persona 5, where Ryuji kinda, if you noticed in Persona 5, Ryuji kinda gets put in the back seat as the game goes on. I'm glad to let you know that Yosuke is more and more prevalent as the game goes on. If you are worried that a character of yours, like a favorite character teammate of yours, might be getting like kind of phased out later in the game, you don't have to worry about that, because in Persona 5, you know, a lot of the characters kind of got less and less voice lines and kind of got less focused for more recent characters. Or your name is Haru and you pretty much are off the face of the earth, even though you're the last party member, which is really sad to see, I'm gonna be honest. Like, because Haru's a great character. And, unfortunately, gets pretty much the least amount of, like, depth. Luckily, every character gets super fleshed out in this game, so you guys don't have to worry about that. So Yosuke, Chie, Yukiko, like, all of them will be very prevalent as the game goes on. So, don't need to worry about that sort of stuff. But the cool thing with Yosuke is always going to be used right-hand man. And Yosuke is also, weirdly enough, the brains of a lot of the operation. Compared to Ryuji, where Ryuji's kind of that big airhead, even though Yosuke is a little bit of an airhead too, Yosuke at least is the one that pieces things together the fastest out of everyone on the investigation team from the get-go. So if you're playing through this game and Yosuke is giving you advice, or you're doing like going over the situation at Junes before tackling Yukiko's castle, honestly listen to whatever Yosuke says, because Yosuke is very, very smart about things. And listening to him is usually a worthwhile thing, because he's at least more aware of the situation than you might think. Also, no, it's not your turn, buddy. Then you got Chie. Chie being the next one on our team. Good old girl with the legs. So Chie, as a teammate, she is absolutely your strength user. So I'm going to do some comparisons also to Ryuji from Persona 5. As a teammate, Chie is very similar to Ryuji, where both are very much focused on physical attacks rather than magic attacks. So if you're using Chie, Chie is really good on a like strength-based team, or used as like a physical user. Compared that to using magic. She does have access to Bufu, but if we check Chie's stats, we'll find out that her SP is not that high compared to you, who's at 118 right now, and Yosuke, who is at 130. So you want to be focusing on using as many physical moves as possible when using Chie. Now, Yosuke being actually similar to
Three enemies,
An
but they're
from
too slow.
Persona 5 as teammate, she is very similar to Ryuji.
Go,
But
Sensei! You knocked it down!
as far as character goes, Chie is actually
hit its
more so similar to,
Watch me.
I would say,
A critical.
Yusuke, actually, from Persona 5.
Here we come.
Purely because Yusuke and Chie, they're kind of aloof in different ways, which is pretty funny in my opinion. Yeah, Chie is very, like, if you want to know the actual airheaded character, I would very much say it's Chie. We haven't seen that too much, but just trust me on this. Chie definitely might be missing some brain cells, or have some brain cells in the wrong place. So she's going to be very similar to Yusuke in that aspect. And all we know about Chie so far is that she's a huge fan of Kung Fu, which is cool. And while she's also a huge fan of Kung Fu, she very much cares for her best friend Yukiko. Similar to how An and Shio both were, like, really close.
Someone else's turn.
Yukiko and Chie are, like, very, very close as well. So, something to keep in mind. But as far as we know about Chie, funny enough, at this point in the game, all we know is that she is dead set on saving Yukiko. That's it. We know that she has a big love of Kung Fu due to the Trial of the Dragon incident, and she gets very, very, I wouldn't say squeamish. I think the better thing to say is she's very on edge in the beginning of this game, because she, after knowing about what's happening with the murders and everything, and then finding out that her best friend is now in the got thrown into a TV, like, she's very much like, oh god, shit's hitting the fan, what do I do? Like, she kind of feels very powerless in this situation, which is fair, because I don't think you'd be feeling all right if you found out that supernatural forces were in effect. But we'll learn a lot more about Chie, honestly, after this dungeon. So if you want to learn more about Chie, after this dungeon, we'll learn a lot more about her, as well as Yukiko. And Yukiko is the next one I want to talk about. Yukiko, once again, we don't know too much about her other than that she's the heiress to the Amagi Inn, and she's now the new manager of the Amagi Inn that her parents run. The only thing with her that we really know is that she's very soft-spoken. She's never had a boyfriend, so, I mean, you know, there's that. But according to her shadow, she kind of desperately wants the attention from somebody, and in her eyes, preferably a guy. We'll figure out, well, right now we think it's a guy. We'll dive into that later. But just for now, know that Yukiko, she very much does not want to be that independent of a person, I think is the best way to put it. It's not like she wants to... How do I put this? It's not like she wants to just have somebody, like, on her, like, 24/7. It's just more the fact that she wants somebody that she can rely upon. And that's the big thing with Yukiko. But once again, we'll learn more about Yukiko and Chie as time goes on. But other than that, like, that's as much as we know right now. Ooh, another one of these? Let's go. Oh, fuck. Also, when that thing falls, it's really, really nice. Hopefully we can get a crit. Hopefully we can get a crit.
Hang tight and go for it.
Please get a crit. Oh, Ash. Oh my gosh, we finally got a crit right. Yeah, so that's pretty much all of our team members right now. There's not too much else known about our team members because, like, once again, we just started the game, so there's not too much information going around. I know Doge was talking about the fact that he really wanted he really wants to learn more about the characters, and he's really worried that he's not going to get that information about the characters as time goes on. But let me assure you guys that if you're watching the playthrough, we'll be doing full social links. We'll be learning all about the characters, and I'll be describing them as best as I can as time goes on. But just know that if you're worried about the characters not being fleshed out or that the story is going to be cut short, don't worry about that at all. Everything is super, super fleshed out. You don't really have anything to worry about in that aspect. So I'm just letting you guys know. That's the really, really cool thing about this game, is that everything is super, super fleshed out. We'll be learning constantly about the characters as time goes on. The characters get a lot more backstory, a lot more story added onto them as time goes on, and no characters just kind of like appears, gets a few lines, and then disappears. Every character will be important at some point, and we'll learn about a lot of them. Right now, we don't know too much because, of course, we're still the new kid. But at this point, you kind of have your like favorites. At this point in the game, when I first played through it, Yosuke was very much my favorite out of everybody, just because of his goofy personality. But as Doge said, Doge really likes Teddy and Yukiko. I know a few people in chat really like Teddy. I'm not diving into Teddy too much because literally we don't know anything about Teddy. All we know about Teddy is that Teddy lives in the TV world, and that is it. That's it. But I know a lot of people really, really like Teddy. And I know Blossy was saying that they like Chie a ton. You'll find that you'll really like a lot of the characters in this game, and there's not really any characters that you'll dislike, except for one, but they're intentionally made to be disliked. So don't worry about that at all.
Two enemies. You can attack before them.
Hang tight and go for it. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, so far, like, my favorite character at this point would have been Yosuke. Teddy would be a close second, and then since we don't know much about Chie and Yukiko, I never paid them much mind at this point. But once again, I'll be talking about my own thoughts about it. At this point, I didn't really have any. Teddy's also empty inside. Exactly, that's another thing. At this point, I didn't have any idea of who the culprit was. I will say that at this point, I believed that the culprit was somebody we haven't met yet, or, and this is something that I think Doge has very much glossed over, but I'm going to mention really briefly. At this point, I was still thinking that Namatame, the politician secretary dude, the one that had the affair, I thought he was connected somehow at this point. But I didn't know how because they all had alibis. But I will say that my suspicion was that Namatame was somehow involved. I will say that will change later, but I'm just going to tell you right now, like, that was my thought process. It was like, why are they telling me about Mizuzu Hiragi and Toru Namatame? Like, and then they just dropped it? Something doesn't seem right. But really, like, we don't have too much information, and we just know that their alibis are rock solid. So I don't know why he's empty, and I don't want to know. Once again, everything will be explained. If you have a question, like I said, if you guys have any questions about the characters thus far, and it's something that I can answer without spoiling anything, I'll absolutely let you know. Or at the very least, I will let you know if that is explained at some point. I will let you know that it is explained at some point why Teddy is empty. So you don't gotta worry about that. Found Teddy here too. And that should be all the characters that we have met so far other than social links. So now I want to do, speaking of social links, I want to do social link recaps. Starting with right now, we already have the Fool. The Fool is the investigation team. The Fool is one of the few social links that will level up as time goes on in the game and as we progress through the main story. This one is always going to be maxed out at the end of a playthrough. So far, all we know is that the investigation team now consists of Yuna Arakami, Yosuke Hanamura, Chie Satonaka, and Teddy. That is it. That is where we're at with the investigation team. But of course, as time goes on, we'll be getting more members of the investigation team and getting closer to the truth. Then after that is the Magician. And Magician is Yosuke. And so far with Yosuke's social link, all we really know about Yosuke's social link is that Yosuke is being very much picked on by, suffice to say, everybody, because he's the Junes kid. And that's what everyone really sees Yosuke as, is Yosuke is this Junes kid that moved from the big city, doesn't understand country life, and people believe that he doesn't seem to care that the shopping district is going under, even though he really does care and really loves a lot of the shopping district, but he knows he's permanently attached, he's pretty much tied to the hip with Junes, that to a lot of people his opinion does not matter. And most of his social links thus far is us essentially being the best friend we possibly can be for him, just letting him know that, like, listen, it doesn't matter what anyone else says, it doesn't matter that you are, you know, the next in line to work to be the head of Junes, of this branch. Like, none of that matters. What matters is that the friendship between Yosuke and you is a real thing, and that is the main takeaway for Yosuke, is that he really wants you, he wants Narukami, I'm gonna say the last name now, he wants Narukami to be that good friend that he's never had. And it's very apparent, especially with the third part of the social link where he takes you to Okina City. He really just wants friends, and going through his social link, or to the point we are right now, it's so hard to see him like having to deal with the fact that he has been in the same boat you've been in, but he's still continuously picked on by just random other people, all because he's connected to that store chain. Him by himself, people probably wouldn't care about him. So he's at least happy that people at least acknowledge him, but he's just a guy that has no friends and has had really no friends until you came along. And I know the argument is, well, he was friends with Chie and Yukiko, right? Not really. If you think about everything that happened with Yosuke up to this point, at its closest, Yosuke, Chie, and Yukiko were acquaintances, not really anything close to friendship. The only reason he becomes friends with, like, Chie is through the investigation team and through Narukami pretty much convincing Chie that Yosuke is not a bad guy. He's just very much misunderstood. So, but it's cool, in my opinion, that, you know, he is getting more and more friends as time goes on. Like, that's a cool thing, in my opinion. Oh, damn it.
Chie-chan's down! This isn't good!
But once again, as time goes on, we'll be getting more and more information about Yosuke, and about just, you know, what goes on, and what we can do to be a better friend for him. After that, we have the Chariot. And the Chariot is pretty much just us being friends with Chie. Nothing really has happened, and we cannot do more until after we finish this dungeon. Next, we have Strength, which is Daisuke and Ko. Once again, both of them are connected at the hip, so if you decide to join the basketball team when you're playing through Persona 4 Golden, you will be more so befriending Ko. But if you are playing on the soccer team, you will be more so befriending Daisuke. I will say, I prefer Daisuke's story more so than Ko's, but that is purely a personal preference. We will be showing off Ko's side. As Doge has mentioned, Doge really wants to also do a... he really wants to do a New Game Plus run as well, so that way we can experience everything in this game and choose the options we didn't choose, which I'm completely down for. And when we do that, we will do Ko's storyline. So I'm not going to spoil, don't worry about me trying to spoil anything that happens with Ko specifically. We will talk about that during a New Game Plus run. But as far as Daisuke goes, all we know is that Daisuke, if any, in honesty, he just really feels sorry for us for being picked on by the soccer team, for being this new like city kid that joined the team. That's really it. We haven't learned too much other than that he's really, really close with Ko, and that he seems to not really notice when anybody is crushing on him. That's really the only other thing that we know about him so far. But once again, we've just started the social link. We will do more with said social link later. So I think this is going to be my last time on floor 3 before moving on to floor 4. And then after that,
3 enemies, but they're too slow.
I think the only other one that we have is Sun. I'm going to double check, but I'm gonna say that the only other one that I think we have is Sun. So
Hang tight and go for it.
that was a 45 hit Agi. That was painful. Once again, I'm just grinding right now, so don't really need to pay attention to like what's going on gameplay wise. Just really we're focusing on just the lore and everything and trying to get you guys caught up to speed. And I hope I'm explaining this well. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Yes, Sun and Aeon. Okay. Yeah, Aeon's another one. I haven't talked about the Velvet Room too much. I understand that. That's because we really don't know too much. But I'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to the Aeon portion of the stream. So as far as Sun goes, Sun, we have chosen to go to the Drama Club with Yumi Ozawa. You can either go to Drama Club with Yumi Ozawa, or you can go to Band with the little girl who wants to do the trombone. Hey, Jeppo1457, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Kid Party. Enjoy your new follower emotes. How's it going? So, as we said, I've chosen the drama one, and I pretty much kind of forced Doge to do drama, but let's be real, like we were going to choose that one anyway. I know what happens on both routes. Keep that in mind. I do know what happens on both routes. I just personally think that Yumi's is so much better than the other one. But as I said,
you get to go first.
You could do some fucked up shit. Yumi's, just gonna be honest. But yeah, all we know right now is that Yumi is a part of the drama club, and that is pretty much it. We have not gotten any other information. You're doing a Persona fanfic. Nice. About what specifically? I'm curious. Yeah, as far as Yumi goes, we'll learn more about Yumi as time goes on, so just don't worry about that too much. The last person that we have talked to and got a social link with is Marie from the Velvet Room. And the reason I'm not mentioning too much of the Velvet Room is because not too much is going to be said about the Velvet Room until we progress more of Marie and later Margaret's social links.
There's 3 enemies.
We're doing the drama one. Done. True. Yeah.
Hang in
Marie
there.
and Margaret will pretty much give us some more information as to what's going on with Phil Swift and Billy Mays. Phil Swift is Flex Tape Dude, right? And Billy Mays used to be OxyClean. Nice. Hope that's going well. But yeah, so that's why I'm not talking too much about the Velvet Room, is because Velvet Room, not too much is going to be happening until much later. So just know that the Velvet Room exists. It's the form of limo. That's it. The Velvet Room in Persona 4 does not play as much of a role as it does in 5 until, once again, much later. 5, you at least knew the entire time, like, oh god, this is super important. Like, I need to be paying attention. 4 is like, yeah, by the way, it's a limo. I hope you have fun with the limo. Be fun, but also weird. Nice. Hey, more power to you. do whatever you want with the fanfic. That's what fanfics are.
There are 2 enemies. Hang in there.
Is there anything else I need to talk about?
Roar!
Oh, and then like I said, we've started essentially the daycare one, but we haven't officially started it, so we won't worry about that just yet. The only other thing I should mention is at this point in the playthrough, we should, if I grinded a little bit and I got Sandman, we could have gotten the strength social link. EG or navigator is going to be Taz. Are we talking like Taz, that Tasmanian devil? I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what the navigator is, but
It's our turn first. There's 3 enemies.
what was I saying? So
Hang tight and go for it.
I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Brain Bride. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more stuff. No, the wrestler. I know literally next to nothing about wrestling, so that explains why I don't know that name. Like, I probably even know less than nothing about wrestling, other than what wrestlers do. Yeah, so, yeah, 5, Velvet Room, super important. 4, we'll find out more about the Velvet Room later. Other than that, that is pretty much everything that needs gone over regarding Persona 4 Golden so far. Once again, I think compared to 5, like I've been doing a lot of comparisons between 5 and 4, and obviously I love 4 a lot more than 5. But I will say that as much as I do like 5, 4 is still probably going to be my favorite. And I know that 4 starts off very, very slow, and 5, you know, 5 starts with some powerful shit. Takami's best girl in 5. Takami's pretty good. Who did I date in my run of Persona 5 when I played Royal? Oh, well, in Royal I technically dated everybody, but in separate save files, and then screwed up. But I think we officially dated Fumitogo. And then I can store up to 8 personas now. Thank goodness. Which means I need to go all the way back downstairs. Awesome. So I can grab some more personas. Sweet. Anywho, who did I date in my first run? First run I dated. Well, no, I did Fumi when I streamed Persona 4, Persona 5 Royal. Just because I wanted to see what that was like. Oh, I dated Futaba. I dated Futaba in my Persona 5 vanilla run. And then I think when I play through P5R again, I have to date On, because I think On's the only one I haven't shown off all the dating stuff. I think. I'll have to go back and check. I'll worry about that later. Oh, I should mention, dating-wise in this game, once again, I'm not spoiling who we're dating. I'm still not saying if it's somebody we've met or not. The only one I'm saying that we absolutely 100% will not date is Yumi, just because I think Yumi's I think it's really fucked up when you decide to try to date her. I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, I don't think we're gonna be dating Yumi. Doge, I think Doge really wants to date Yukiko right now, but I'm also not gonna give Doge, for those who also are new, like Jeppo, this is also like a kind of a collab stream with my good friend DirtyDoge, who's never played Persona, so he's not on right now because it's just a grind stream, but in main story stuff, he's around. I think I'm gonna let Doge, like, at the end probably choose, but yeah. Remember Jack Bros and the Virtual Boy? No. I know what the Virtual Boy is. I don't know what Jack Bros is. But yeah, I may let Doge ultimately choose, but I personally, because I know how all the dating stuff goes in this game, and there's really only one that it feels right, but I'm also biased because it's my favorite character. So since it's my favorite character, you know, I'm probably incredibly biased. But you know, I don't I'm not opposed to Doge choosing whoever to date. I just have a preference, is all I'm saying. Other than that, yeah. Pretty much just, you know, like I said, we're not going to be finishing Yukiko's castle until we get through best girl on P3. So, Jeppo, I'm just going to let you know, no, like, hardly anyone in my chat knows anything about P3, and I've also not streamed it. But I know a lot about P3, so, I'm just going to say, like, don't worry about, like, you worry about spoilers in P3. P5, I don't really give a shit, because we've already streamed it. It's been out for a while. P3 is just a little hard to grasp. I will say, Elizabeth is a weird character in P3. I'm not going to get into too many reasons why, for those who don't know.
Hang in there.
I think in P3, she's tolerable, in my opinion, is what I'll say. In P3, she's tolerable, but in a different Persona game, aka the fighting game, a lot more fleshed out, a lot better of a character. That's my take on Elizabeth. Register all. Though I will say, regardless, I think Margaret's still better. Register all. Get that achievement. I can't lock like I can do in the previous game, right? No. Okay, so I have to remember. Well, second best girl on 3 is Rio, but she is stuck in purple. Rio. Is that the P3 female protagonist's default name? No, Rio. No, it's definitely not. I feel like I know what happens to me when you date her, but I won't say anything. Oh, you get. Hold on. I know very little about P3 Portable, even though that's the one I played. No. Hang on a second. Her. Okay, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Gosh, it's been so long since I know anything about P3. Gosh, who's my best girl in P3? I already have this persona. That's right. Sandman. Who is... I'm racking my brain here real fast of like who is my favorite. 15. By the way, yeah, once we get to level 20, is when I'll so we're good. Once again, to chat right now, they have no idea. As long as we're saying names, like, it's fine. Like, I don't really mind names. It's just, as long as we don't spoil stuff that happens in the game.
Out of our way.
Who is my favorite P? Oh, funny enough, my favorite character in P3, my best girl in P3 is a spoiler, so I can't say it. It's just straight up a spoiler. So. I was like, man, who was mine again? And then once the name clicked in my head, I was like, oh, I can't say anything. I will say, though, my second would probably be Mitsuru, though. Mitsuru's pretty chill.
2 enemy shadows! You get to go first!
If it's who I think it is, you're wrong. I'm going to say you're probably thinking that my character has blonde hair, which is incorrect. It's not the teacher. No. What color hair do they have? That's the way we get around a lot of things, is like, what color hair do they have? Because funny enough, that usually
There's
pieces
only
it
one
together.
enemy. Go for a first strike.
All right.
Anyway, like I said, I don't want to jump too much into Persona 3, but I didn't want to stream it. I was thinking of maybe streaming it after I finish Persona 4 Golden with Doge. I just
Two
don't
enemy
know
shadows. You get to go first.
second character that has with.
Roar! Go get him.
On the money. Good job. Yeah, no, you're correct, Jeppo. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. I know I'm in like the minority of that mindset.
I smell
I
two
just have a
enemies. Beat
preference.
them up.
Is all I'm saying. Anywho, yeah, I don't know if Doge wants to. I don't know if Doge would be fine with P3. Because as much as I like P3. Raise a barrel. That's true. Not wrong. As much as I like P3, I don't think Doge would like it purely based on a lot of the stuff. And honestly, knowing my community, I would not be surprised if a lot of you guys skip out on P3 after the first stream.
There are
Which is
two
fair. It
enemies.
is completely
Hang in
fair.
there.
Like,
Great
it's not,
moves, yeah.
you know.
Hang tight and go for it.
Oh, you're gonna escape. Good job. Yeah. But I'll still probably stream it afterwards. Like I said, I want to get through P4G, I want to get through Varied Stars, I want to get through Skyward Sword. But that's why this stream right now is just the grinding stream, so we can move on. I think more people will probably have questions, though, about Persona 4 Golden after we get through this and start the second dungeon. Once we start the second dungeon, I think a lot more people will be like, what's going on? Which, funny enough, the next stream with Doge, I should mention, it is going to be a long one. Wow, you saw me from a mile away. You must be these two.
I smell
Of course, you are weak to Zio. You are weak to Booth.
this. Two enemies. Charge through them.
Damn, it's not going down.
You both are strong against physical. Dope. I hate you, freaking beetle. Are you weak to Garu? You work to Zio. Work? Weak. You actually have Zio and Bufu, which means that you're the one that I need.
You hit its weakness.
That's how it's
Smart
done.
move, Sensei.
Oh, I have way too many hours in this game, Jeppo. You don't need to give me any advice.
Down.
You sure? I mean, that's fine, but
It got back up. Hurry and beat it.
Tarunda. Dude, Yosuke with the crit. Let's go.
Good answer.
I already know what the final team is gonna be in this game. Like the final team that we'll be using. But once again, I'm leaving most of it up to Doge's discretion. But like I said, I don't care much for the combat or anything in this game. I just want to do what I did in P5R and also just 100% this game again on PC instead of Vita. Because Vita, man, having over 1,000 hours of this game on Vita.
Two enemies. You can attack
I should
before them.
probably just scar this.
You're doing
bad.
great, Yosuke. Keep going.
Someone else's turn.
So yeah. I know my shit.
Alright, this is it!
Yeah, this is still gonna be full achievements and everything though too. So, and all quests and all that sort of jazz. So I also wanted to mention that next time we stream this game with Doge, it's gonna be a long one. Right now it's April 27th. I'm hoping that by the next stream we get to May 18th. Would be the play.
Two enemy shadows.
If it doesn't happen,
You
it
get
doesn't
to go
happen. But
first.
like, I would be interested in seeing if we can get
Hang in there.
fair way through the stuff. See, Mabufu,
Sensei.
and I'm feared.
How
That's
dare you.
great. Dude, hit me with that persona. We've just been getting Emperor hard like none other. Let's go. Resist poison. Secunda. There's, you know, typical moves that I never use. I think at some point every persona might have Invigorate, but I think I'll have enough Snuff Souls and such to not really have to worry. So, what time is it right now? 45. Oh, this dickhead.
Damn, it's not going down.
Just one enemy left.
I think you're weak to Hama. I'm going to hope that you're weak to Hama, and if you're not weak to Hama, this is going to suck. Aha! You are weak to Hama. I knew it. Is Arcana? Yeah. Alright. It's fine. No, I don't want Nataishi. Excuse me. Okay, I'm trying to do some math in my head real quick. 'Cause I gotta leave that time.
A rare monster.
Are you?
Beat the stuffing out of it.
Can we beat you? I mean, I would need a crit, I think. Wait,
Hang in there.
are you weak to Hama?
Just
you weak
one
to
enemy
Hama?
left.
I think you block it. No. Oh, you
Yosuke,
fucked
don't
up.
give up.
Oh, you didn't fuck up.
Rah!
I think you're weak to
Go
Hama.
get 'em.
I don't remember.
That should do it.
Oh, Jesus, dude. I think my internet's taking a shit. Stream, are we good? I think we're good. I hope we are. Looks like we're good. Okay, cool. Sorry. I was worried because I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But like I think my internet was just taking a shit for a bit. Excuse me. We're in floor 4? Yeah, floor 5. God, this dickhead.
That's some thick skin.
One enemy.
You were
Fight,
weak to
fight,
Zio.
fight.
Do I have anybody but the brain that has Zio? Pixie, you have Zio. Perfect.
Pixie.
Okay, so I'm thinking
You hit its weakness.
Let's K.
we'll probably switch to Skyward Sword around like 9:30 my time, and then stream that for a little bit before I go to work. Or, I mean, maybe even earlier, if I get through this painlessly. Because once again, the goal is to get to level 20 before we end off here.
One enemy. Now's your chance.
Honestly, I'm gonna switch to Sandman. I know you don't have Garu. Holy shit, you have Garu.
It's
This
down.
freaking Sandman was like the one thing. Oh, that was what I was gonna mention earlier. If we had Sandman earlier, we'd be rank 3 with strength right now.
One enemy.
But
Fight, fight,
Let's
fight.
we
do
didn't have
this,
Sandman,
Jiraiya.
so not gonna happen. But that's not gonna impede our next. Excuse me, social link run. Why am I yawning? I'm not that tired, I swear. I swear I'm not that tired. So Cheese just messaged me asking, wait, you're streaming it now? It's like, yep. I don't think Cheese is gonna miss much though. Okay, wait, what level am I right now? Am I level 15? Oh, we're all level 15. Hmm. You were weak to Zio. Oh my gosh, you both are weak to Zio. Pixie, please!
2 enemies. Charge through them. You hit its weakness.
Lassie, you lied to me. Before we're gonna get that back to you, though. It probably will be.
Answer. Ready or not, here we come.
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Someone else's turn.
Because now that's gonna be on PC, is it gonna get rollback netcode? Do we know if P4A is gonna be P4AU? Sorry. Do you know if that's gonna be getting rollback netcode? Because if it gets a rollback netcode, I think we would definitely see it at Evo.
2 enemies. You can attack before them.
I'm not too big into fighting games, but I do really want to get into them, which is why I'm hoping I can get a fight stick for Christmas. Because if I get a fight stick for Christmas, oh dude, we are totally gonna play it. That said he's annoying.
Someone else's turn.
Well, probably a lot of those same people said Morgana's annoying. Let's be real. I mean, if you ask chat right now, chat loves Teddy. Chat absolutely loves Teddy. I'll tell you that right now. My opinion on Teddy,
There's one
I
enemy.
think Teddy's chill. I think early into the game, it sucks that we just don't know anything about Teddy.
You hit its
But like
weakness.
later on,
It's up to you, Chief.
there's only one point where Teddy, in my opinion, is annoying. Other than that, I don't think he's annoying at all. I would say that the people who don't like Teddy probably just dislike mascot characters in general, which there's nothing wrong with mascot characters in my opinion. It's just some of them can be very, very like overdone, right? I know a lot of people meme about like Morgana saying, "Oh my gosh, you're telling me to go to sleep like 24/7, Morgana, please." Which is what it is, you know.
Enemy shadows. You get to go first.
As far as oh, good old Tarunda. Oh, fucking last resort. Well, good thing I have
Yosuke,
Dia.
they lowered your offense.
This was mascot for P3 and people like her. I guess is a different case. We're not going to go into why, but we know I guess is a different case. Just don't say anything else about it, I guess. Certain Global character in a very old Zelda game. Oh, Navi. Yeah, no, people like always make fun of like Navi. Morgana was always talking about going to sleep. Teddy makes bear puns. Like, there's nothing. Teddy's not that bad in all like all things considered. I think just there's only one thing a lot of people have asked on Discord. I mean, those people probably are just, you know. I think it's just because, like, oops, I didn't mean to press A. I meant to do Bufu again. God damn it. I don't know. I personally don't find Teddy that annoying, but once again, I'm also in a minority when it comes to Persona series and such, because I like Persona 5, and apparently that's blasphemy for most people. I like Persona 4, and, you know, I know a lot of people like Persona 4. And then, you know, I like Persona 3, and then people call me weird, so it's like... And then I say that Persona 1 and 2 I don't care about, and then I get death threats, so you know. Who cares? You are weak to Hama. No. You're weak to something else. Mr. Hands, what are you weak to? Is it Hama?
Just one enemy left.
Before I do this, I'm gonna try Hama. I think it's Hama. Yeah. Remembered.
2 more enemies. You gotta
Oh,
be
it's been so
tight.
long. It's been so long. But yeah, there's only one point. Oh my gosh, what was
Yosuke, you hit its weakness.
It is a crime to like Persona 5, apparently, to people.
Okay.
I don't know why.
You're not. Here we come.
As far as Teddy goes, yeah, there's only one point in this game I can think of that Teddy actively is annoying.
Don't give
Oh,
up,
god
Yosuke.
damn. He was paralyzed with fear. Yosuke's dizzy. We kicked the table in the deck. He was paralyzed with fear.
Calm down, Sensei. They are.
Okay, let's go.
Let me stretch, sir. Excuse me. Whew.
I gotta step up
Stretch
too.
a little bit. Yeah, there's just one place I can think of. There's another character later that I personally really don't like that I think is much more annoying. But I think that's just purely because
You can
they
attack before them.
I think their character is just way overdone.
Roar! Go get him.
Blossie, I'm also being told to tell you no for Cheese coming to the stream, but I think it's because Cheese is busy.
All right, I leveled up.
Oh, there's Cheese. No. I'm guessing you have class Cheese. Is that what's going on? The fucking dice. Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
Roar! Go get him.
Poisma. Ooh. Awesome. Stand by. 2, 3, boom. Going through my brain. Still waiting for my LA Noir crossover. What? Why?
It's our turn first. There's
Wait,
three
why?
enemies.
I'm very confused about that. E4 plus L. I mean, I understand they're both detective
Go,
games,
Sensei! You knocked
but
it down.
one's not been relevant for.
Wind
What are
is the
you weak
best
to?
way.
Zio. Of course, you guys are weak to Zio. LA Noir has not been relevant for like ages. It's also aged very, very badly.
Okay, let's go.
Yay! I leveled up!
But a
Are
little
you
bit
all
of it.
right, Yosuke?
So.
You're hurt.
Yosuke's hurt. Teddy, shush. Yosuke's not that hurt.
Are you all right, Yosuke? You're hurt.
I mean, I can heal up if need be. Keep in mind, at the beginning of this, we were like nearly dead with no SP. Now we're just rocking it right now. Why am I starting to feel tired all of a
Two
sudden?
enemy shadows. You get to go first.
Goodbye, King.
Good work, Sensei. That's one so far.
I'm telling myself I'm staying awake. I'm telling myself I'm gonna keep staying awake.
Are you all
Gotta
right,
get through
Yosuke?
Skyward Sword.
You're hurt.
Somebody was also just vacuuming downstairs. Jesus, the shadow saw me from a mile away. Oh.
There are two enemies. Hang in there.
Ice resistance.
This enemy's weakness is
Well,
luck.
okay. So, my thought process is that you're
Someone
also
else's
weak to
turn.
Two
Hama,
enemies. Charge through them.
Someone finish it off!
right? You're obviously weak to Hama, Mr. Hands.
No one stands in
Are you
Sensei's
also
way.
weak to Hama? No. What's for dinner? The king could go fuck himself, honestly. Not King Cheese. Cheese is chill. Positive King, though, can go fuck himself. Because it summons Secret Bambinos or the Knights. Or, sorry, the Dice. Later ones summon the fucking Knights, and it's terrible. You are good. You are my next one. Bonius.
Are you?
Oh, dude, let's go. Treasure. Fuck you. Alright. What are you called? You're the happiness
Beat the
hand.
stuffing out of it.
I need to figure out, because I think you are weak to Hama. Either that, or you're one of the ones that don't. No, you're just immune to everything, so I should just rush you and hope for the best.
Go for it.
Alright, cool. Sukukaja. Really? Oh, this is the worst news. Dude, we're gonna be missing like crazy unless somebody gets a crit. Hit vision rate and escape. Fuck you, hand.
That's my true strength.
Fuck you. Dude, why am I feeling tired? I just got hit. Shit. No! Don't do it.
One enemy.
Oh
Whoops, it
my
caught you off
lord.
guard.
Damn, it's not going
You
down.
better not do what I think you're about to do,
Just
Mr.
one enemy
Hands.
left. This enemy's weakness is
Please tell me I have something that has Hama that's not Angel. Do I have something that has Hama that's not Angel? Oh my gosh. Yukiko get run over by a car? True. I'm drawing a blank on who that is. Boo-foo. You got white-walled earlier, didn't you? No, no. Oh no, Chie's gonna die. Oh no. Heal the boy. Please.
Oh, I've had it with you.
You was enraged. Attack. Agi. Fucking hell, 57. Jesus. Sensei, are you hurt? Kind of. I live in my own bubble at this rate. I don't know who too many people are. People say streamer names all the time, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. People say like famous people names, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. I did totally read Cole Phelps as Michael Phelps though. I was like, I know who that is. No, no, no. Okay, whew, okay. Ooh, that was close. You three out. What the?
3 enemies! Let's get through this!
At this rate, I'm thinking that it's not even worth. Oh god. Boo-foo, perfect. Agi, ow. Boo-foo, perfect. Okay, you're down. Now we fight you. Agi, fuck. Superkaja? That sucks. Agi, that's fine. Get up, Chie!
Guard down.
Get up! Oh no. There we go.
Go get him!
Boo-foo on this man. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Chie, you're not having a good day, Chie. Oh, Yosuke's not having a good day either.
Hurt.
Oh no.
Hang in there!
There's the crit. I think those guys, I don't think they're weak to Mudo. Might be weak to Hama. I could be Rock.
Chie-chan, you're hurt!
Fuck.
Get some help!
Dude, I don't want to go to sleep. I feel sleepy, but if I go to sleep, then I'm gonna be delaying Skyward Sword even more. And I'm already an asshole for doing that at least like 20 times. Like, I don't... I feel bad every time. Why?
3 enemies! Don't get careless!
Superkaja.
Hang tight
Oh
and
no,
go
I'm
for
fighting
it.
the one that has Superkaja, huh? Agi. I should probably heal at some point.
Oh, Chie-chan, that was beautiful!
Stand by. Why are you standing by?
Hang in there!
Why are you using Agi on me? Take it. Oh my god. Robos or Lilith? I don't want either, honestly. Dude, I'm tired. I want to go back to sleep. Go to bed. I feel bad because like
Someone help Sensei.
my brain was like, okay, when I get home from work today, which was yesterday, I was going to stream Skyward Sword because I really, really wanted to. And then I didn't because work yesterday was pretty bad. So I was like, I'll just take a nap. And then I'll stream Tetris for a little bit because I want to actually have my I want to have like the energy and like able to like
3 enemies,
what is it
but
called?
they're
Like,
too
I want to have the
slow.
energy and I wanted to be like awake to play Skyward Sword. And then
Hang tight and go for it!
like, oh, dude, I'm tired.
Oh, I've had it with you.
I just feel bad because like at this point I feel like I'm just raising people's hopes up for like no reason about that game. It's like, I'll get through it, guys, I swear, and then I never do. Senri, huh? See, now we're at the floor where things are actually difficult.
enemy
Thing is, if you need
shadows.
sleep to
You
function,
get
you
to go
sleep. Can't argue
first.
with your own needs. I know, but I just. Do I have the rice? Don't.
Hang
So
in there.
Yosuke, this is gonna be boy. Dude, wow, this king is getting. Wow, that king just got fucked up.
Yikes!
Secret
Reinforcements.
Bambino,
We were nearly done.
Garu.
That's it, Yosuke. One enemy down.
Kick the king,
Hang
stab the
tight
king.
and go for it. Yikes! Reinforcements. We were nearly done. Wow, is Yosuke aiming for some overkill? Hurrah! Go get him!
And escape. I mean, I know I did sleep to function. I just. I just feel bad as all, because like there's people who are like really looking forward to Buried Stars, and I've not played it for a bit.
Nice.
And then I was like, oh dude, I want to play, like I still want to get through Skyward Sword, and I just
Someone else's
haven't
turn.
gotten
Three
to it.
enemies. Let's get through this.
This actually sucks. I'm actually just gonna Hama this. I know Angel's probably good experience-wise, but I literally Hama is gonna be the only way I get through this. I'm gonna Hama 2 of them and then
No one
switch.
stands in Sensei's way.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna guard,
One enemy.
Guard.
Fight! Fight! Fight!
then switch to Fornius. And guard. Angular.
Hurrah! Go get him!
Have Chie guard. Ow. Yeah, because he's just gonna keep using Argulo.
You did it,
But
Sensei!
I made it a statement now where I'm not starting any new games until I finish the ones I'm at right now. Like, that is still going to be a full thing. I'm not starting anything else new, including fighting games, until I finish what I need to finish. And... God. I want to get to level 20 this stream, if I can. Otherwise, I'm going to have to grind off stream. Don't want to do. Hello. I mean, I don't much. Fuck. Get back here, you bitch. Nope. Nope. Get back here. Get back. Get back here. Get back here. Put Hoppa. Got it. We're good.
A rare monster. Beat the stuffing out of it.
Okay. No. Awesome. Skull Cracker. Honestly, at this rate, might be the best bet.
Three enemies
Yosuke,
left.
do you have anything you can do? Sonic Punch. This is the one that actually can potentially crit, right?
That's some thick skin.
21. Nice. Skull Cracker. Damn it. Tsukukaja. Tsukukaja. Attack. Okay. So this one doesn't have Tsukukaja, so I need to get this one.
That's some
filled,
thick
hopefully.
skin.
Skull Crusher on the one that is not down.
Someone finish it off!
Skull Crusher. Ow.
Oh,
Miss.
Chie-chan, that was beautiful.
The one that's down. Fuck it up.
Damn, it's not going down.
Someone finish it off!
The enemy's down.
Nice.
Go,
Seems
Sensei,
bewildered.
go!
Awesome. Happiness hands dizzy. Seems bewildered. It's like, holy shit,
Chie-chan's
dude, our
really
friend's
hurting.
down.
Heal her.
Damn, it's not going down.
Yikes, it's tough.
Three
Okay.
enemies. Let's get
I'm
through
going
this.
to do something that definitely is probably not a good idea. Chie is gonna get a peach seed.
Thanks a million.
20. Please don't. Fuck.
The enemy ran
Oh,
away.
you're gonna leave. You're gonna leave. You're gonna leave. Oh, you didn't leave.
Are you okay, Sensei?
But that guy left
Someone
too.
heal him.
Let's go. Use all of our stuff. Don't care if you're weak. Fuck him up. Oh shit.
Yosuke barely has any health.
Fuck him up. Nice. We got one of them at least.
Next in line for a
Oh
zombie.
my god. Why is Mr. Handgold? 'Cause why not? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get through this entire floor. I'm gonna get through this floor. And then I'm gonna wrap things up. And then I know what I'm gonna do.
Two enemies.
Just
you can attack
beat the
before
king.
them.
Just fuck him up. Screw him. Aw, damn it.
Enemy reinforcements.
Nah,
Go
what a
beat them.
booper. Oh, why are you this fuck? Okay, weak to Garu? I don't think you're weak to Garu. Red wall. Oh, you're weak to Agi. That would have
Three
been
enemies.
great to
Let's get
know.
through this.
Fuck it. Just beat the shit out of it. Oh, skewer. No, you
Escaped.
fucker!
Only two left.
Just escapes.
An enemy
You escaped
escaped.
too, and
Just
now you're
one
gonna have me
left
fight
for
this
you.
Avenger Knight? God damn. What's up? Not much. Tired.
Oh, Sensei's back on
I
his
should probably go
feet.
to sleep for a moment. Just grinding away on Persona. Back from Adland. Welcome back. Oh yeah, ads. They play. That's right. Yeah, not much. Half asleep. As usual. Okay. I have so much stuff I gotta do. Down the stairs. Let's go, Teddy. Okay. How many go homes do I have? 11 go homes. Let's go, dude. We have so much stuff. Alright, cool. Turn the entrance. And I'm going to... I covered everything that I wanted to cover, so I think we're good. Register all. View compendium. Well, actually, I just want to... Let me fuse some personas together. Huh. Jack Frost. Start with a Mabufu. Let's go. Generate one would be fine. Actually, I'm gonna put Hama on you. Against all odds, I'm putting Hama on you. And then Sukukaja. This castle usually takes a bit. I mean, I know. I'm already at the top. Like, I've been at the top for a while. I'm just grinding. I know how this game goes, so... Nice boost. Strength. It's a fusion forecast. Bonus stats. Let's go. Oral boss. Slamming up Saurus. Frosty the Snowman. Resist physical. We'll do Bash and Dion. Is this persona acceptable? Sure. I am our boss. You are a horse thing. Rawr. Dice. Bonus power. Yeah. I have over 1,000 hours in this game. So brain knows my stuff. Eligor. Growth 1 is really good. Leave. Arurako. Wow, I already got a mistake? What? Or Byron? Wow. Huh. Barbarian. Hi. Okay. That's rare. That's actually really rare to get a mistake. Like, that's actually uh um oh my god, dude. I can't believe dude, I've been lucky all day today. I'm not gonna lie. Multiple shuffle times. I got 3 Emperor level ups in a row. Like, I've been doing insane in this game today. Like, I don't know how I keep getting Emperor cards. Also, yes, this is a sheep with a long horn. I don't know what's going on with my luck today. It's great. Titan, sure. Take Titan. Generating growth. Mistakes only start to happen when it's like 4 or 5 cards for fusion in my experience. Yeah, no, that's with me too. I usually expect it after I get like 4 or 5. I was not expecting it to be on a 2. Wow. Apparently, I am just the luckiest person around at this rate. Alright, compendium, how are we looking? 7%. Dope. Sure. Then boss. Not gonna do like super high level stuff. Omokane. Slime is good. Angel's good. Faunius. Take you. Sandman. I don't have enough room. Sweet. Alright. Do I have any more skill cards? Matootie! Sweet. Man, what a way to end off this stuff. Ooh. So what level am I? 17? 17. 9 hours. Awesome. That number is only going to go higher and higher. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I got work today, later in the day. Man, I'm just yawning like crazy. Okay, so here's what I think the plan is for today, like in total. I'm gonna get some more rest because apparently I am asleep. I'm hoping they bring this to the PS4. That'd be cool. I think you can get it, like Vita Vision or something like that. I don't remember. So I'm gonna sleep, get some rest, and then I gotta get going to work later today. When I get back from work, 100% we're playing Skyward Sword. I don't care what happens. I don't care if I'm drop dead tired. I'm gonna make sure that 1, I'm gonna go grab a Red Bull so I can stay awake. But also 2, we are gonna play some Skyward Sword tonight. I want to get through that, and then I'm gonna do my best to get through like as much as I can of every game. Luckily I don't go to sleep, or don't go to sleep. I don't work tomorrow until like way later. So I should be able to get a lot of stream stuff done tomorrow as well. I do want to let you guys know though, on Sunday more than likely I won't be streaming at all. If not, it's gonna be super late. Just because the event I'm running, I essentially have to wake up at 7:30 in the morning, and then I don't get home until 10 p.m. at night. So it's like an all-day event sort of thing. Hopefully it goes well, but I've also been told that you know, I'm kind of on my own for it. So we'll figure it out. But anyway, we need some rest, and then we'll do some Skyward Sword tonight. I promise. I promise. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed Persona. Next Persona stream with like the actual story progression will be on Monday more likely. And I should get high enough level for that, so we should begin. With that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, and or evening. Of course, my name is Katafi. I'll see you guys next time for some more Reddit gaming. See you guys later. Peace. Bye, everybody.